You know, it's funny to me how hypocritical YouTube can be sometimes. Throughout my time on this platform, I've learned that what's acceptable for one creator isn't necessarily acceptable for another. And you might be asking, what do I mean by that? Well, I can make a video calling a Marvel or DC film a flop, which most of them are right now, and people will get mad at me as if I'm doing anything other than stating the truth. Now, you might disagree with my reasoning as to why something flopped, but at the end of the day, that really doesn't matter. The numbers are what matters.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
The facts are these numbers are a sign that general audiences don't seem to care about these films anymore. But then on the flip side, we have people with larger platforms like Grace Randolph, who seem like they go out of their way to try to bring down actual good movies. We already saw how she tried to undermine the success of Oppenheimer because she was on the Barbie bandwagon. We saw how she tried to undermine Killers of the Flower Moon because she wasn't intellectual enough to understand what that movie was actually trying to do.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
And now it appears she is trying to undermine the success, because that's what it is, of Godzilla Minus One. A movie that is receiving almost universal praise right now, deservedly so. And Grace Randolph, as always, hides her bias behind something called movie math. But the way she talks about this movie shows a clear lack of understanding of just how important a movie like this is right now. And somehow she receives minimal backlash for doing so. So I asked the question, on YouTube, do people want the truth, or do they want someone's one-sided biased opinion? Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Godzilla Minus One is one of, if not the best, movie theater experience I've had all year. And I stated in my review that it's everything that a movie should be, and that's why I believe that it deserves people's support.
I'd buy that for $1.
So in Grace Randolph's most recent box office video, she starts off the video by saying that no one should be upset about what she's about to say because she's just keeping it real. If there's one thing that Grace Randolph does not do as it stands right now, it's keep it real. She clearly has a very skewed way of reporting on things, and that's been proven many times over.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
So when she starts to talk about the box office for Godzilla Minus One, she starts off by saying the $11 million opening weekend for the film is the biggest opening weekend ever for a Japanese film in North America. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, that already sounds like a massive win for this film. So at this point I was like, alright, she might actually be telling the truth this time. But then, as always, the video quickly turned to
And here we go.
because she goes on to undermine that success by saying that it's nowhere near the opening weekends for the Hollywood-produced Godzilla films, with $93 million, $47 million, and $32 million respectively. All of those MonsterVerse films are infinitely more forgettable than Minus One, by the way.
It's true.
So according to Grace Randolph, the box office for Godzilla Minus One is not where it needs to be. Yes, if you look at the numbers at pure face value and don't use your brain, that might be the conclusion that you jump to. But let's look at the facts. Godzilla Minus One had a reported $15 million budget. A budget that was brilliantly used, by the way. This film looks infinitely better than half the bullshit that Grace Randolph praises. Also, on a global scale, Godzilla Minus One has already more than doubled its budget with a $35 million worldwide haul.
Show me the money.
So what we have here is a limited release, because that's what it was, overperforming. Let's face it, any limited release, even a Godzilla film, does not receive the amount of promotion that a WB-produced Godzilla film does. That's just common sense, but amazingly she doesn't seem to mention that when comparing box office. Now, she didn't call Minus One a flop in her defense, because that would just be a bold-faced lie. But what Grace is doing is undermining just how much of a win this film actually was.
Why are you the way that you are?
The truth is that it doesn't need to do MonsterVerse numbers. Because I'm willing to bet that 5 or 10 years from now, Godzilla Minus One will be the Godzilla film that everyone remembers from this era. And simply put, that's because it is a much better movie. It will most likely gain legs through alternate means, and become more and more appreciated the more people learn about it. I'm willing to bet that a majority of people didn't even know that this movie existed. Or worse, because it was a limited release, it was most likely not given the appropriate screen times because companies like Disney and WB tend to dominate the market with their filth, overshadowing much better films.
That's right, it stinks!
My guess is that WB in Hollywood does not want a film like Godzilla Minus One to get the shine that it deserves, because it will only serve to show audiences in America that other countries are making better movies right now. And in the grand scheme of things, incompetent companies like WB could never compete creatively. You think it's a coincidence that WB released the trailer for their new Godzilla film just days after Godzilla Minus One had its North American release? Either they are trying to capitalize on the grassroots positive buzz that Minus One is getting, or they're trying to straight up bury Godzilla Minus One, and I'm inclined to believe the latter.
Man, I'm tired of being right.
This is nothing new when it comes to Hollywood and shill content creators. They are always building a narrative. They are always trying to force the conversation in the direction that they want it to go in, that will benefit them. It's all manipulation. Here's the question: why didn't Grace Randolph use her 492,000 subscriber platform to talk about and review Minus One just to get the word out there? Oh, that's right. It's because Grace Randolph doesn't care about things like great storytelling and unique concepts. The truth is that everyone should be singing Godzilla Minus One's praises right now, because it is the very definition of offering an alternative to the bullshit we usually get. It is proof that you don't have to spend a ton of money on a blockbuster in order to make that film memorable.
That makes sense.
All it really takes is inventive filmmakers with unique visions. But no, instead, let's continue to prop up Hollywood productions and their filmmaking by committee approach, because that's been working so well lately. Bottom line, if people are trying to spin a narrative that Godzilla Minus One isn't a success, I believe it's because some people are scared of what this movie represents and have some kind of personal grudge against it. Godzilla Minus One is everything that most major Hollywood productions are not. And that's why the people who have seen it and given it a chance are singing its praises and giving it the respect it deserves.
Y'all be cool. Right on.